Good evening, everybody. This is Thomas Barman. I'm going to be your host and presenter tonight. Pleasure having you all here. We are coming together with the winning business plan for your trading success because I think there is a lot of technicalities to be done from my years of experience as a private investor trader, trading educator, and professional trader. And I want to share those with you. Let me look at the first chart. Yeah, so that's me here. And I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that there's a risk in trading, and you see all those disclaimers the SEC requires us educators to do, and also past performance cannot be taken indicative for future results. With that said, let's dive into it a little. Yeah, trading, investing, what are we talking about? At the end of the day, the market dictates what we can do. Yeah, it's not us. I have a lot of people that come to me and say, I only want to trade Apple. Apple is a great stock every now and then it's not, because it's not moving. But this is the key to find. So where is supply and demand shifting? Where are things going to happen? And what can we do to be participative in that market? Yeah, if anyone cannot, yeah, it's Cassie is just making sure that everything works. Yeah, so, and we want to make with the business plan an imprint and a plan to success. And it has multiple pillars. In those multiple pillars, we start from left to right, basically, saying, when do we want to trade? So what triggers our entries, exits, and stops? And every trading system, you choose Neverlos Trading or anybody else's, they have to make sure they have clear entries, exits, and stops. A trading plan can only produce success if you're not guessing. Guessing is the way to hell. Nobody will be able to make money and do anything in trading if they are not having a clear system that's always the same. And we come now to the next point that also gives you the odds. When certain constellations appear on the screen, then we'll need to be able to calculate our odds. So what's our odds of winning in a trade situation based on past performance, so that from the odds we can see in a stage of planning the reward to risk, what will be the outcome of the trade. So you see, we go into technicalities that are not common, but that are necessary, and every institution is doing that. And that's the key thing which we're doing tonight. We are following and replicating institutional money moves and institutional trades as private investors. Institutions are our friends. Don't think they can take away our money. If we are smart, we are in faster and out faster, and that we are outsmarting the entire system. And within that, we have an edge as a private investor, because we don't have so many trades which we need to bring in either in orders or in stocks. We can have it much more precise and easy on the launch and on the exit, and that's important. So then we need to find out what trade. Yeah. So where do the fish swim? That's what I often like to say. If you fish where the fish swim, you have a much higher likelihood to find a good trade. And that's what we do, looking and showing you how can you see where institutional action is taking place so that you can participate in it. Yeah, and it doesn't matter for the underlying. So it can be a stock, an option, a future, or forex. I write forex on here. Institutions dominate 85% to 90% of all financial markets around the world, and within that they leave their footprint. And with what I'm showing you tonight, the algorithms that are developed, and they're not based on moving average or such, it's just supply demand. You see through a supply demand curve where institutional engagement happens, and we'll usually measure it with different ways, and therefore there's different systems I'm going to introduce to you, and then we'll come to a plan that we can easily follow and put into action. Because the challenge as a private investor is basically all of us, we are on our own. Decision making is up to us, execution is up to us, point of reference and know-how. So there is a lot needed for a trader to make money. Look, if it was easy, nobody would ever go to work. So trading is a hard discipline, and that's also what it's saying. It's an art and a discipline. So you need to know what you're doing on the one hand side, but you also have to have the discipline, and that means preparation, follow through, dedication, and know-how. There's a lot of know-how involved, and I want to share some of that tonight with you, giving you the opportunity to either latch on Neverlos Trading System or implement it in your system. I'm doing this as an aspirational life, helping people and helping traders to make a living from this or make a better living from this. Then I'm happy and I'm satisfied. Yeah, because we are in a professional environment. Your order, my order, whoever's order is accepted by somebody who's educated, prepared, and has a total support network and is dedicated to succeed. That's an institution taking our order, market maker. Yeah, or somebody who's acting as a market maker whom we trade against, and they have a different perspective because else they wouldn't fill our order. Yeah, and there's no little league in trading. So if we fail to prepare, we prepare to fail. That's very important. So preparation is key of the game, and that's what we need to come down to. How do we prepare our trades? How do we know what type of trades we have? And how do we know the implications? I'll come to that, what it means to make a stock trade in comparison to an option trade or in comparison to a futures trade when we are in the market. Yeah. And so let us have a quick look at the Pro Trader Network. The Pro Trader Network means the trader who is up on the front is not alone. The trader on the front is basically supported, not basically, supported by a huge network of people analyzing the markets, finding out where is the heat-seeking missile, where is something going on. They have a back office that takes care of all the orders and all the scorecards, what went right, what went wrong, which direction did things go. And then there's a big thing in the back that often private investors neglect, and they need to learn, and that's a key part of Neverless Trading's teaching, risk management. What trade do I take? How is my position sizing? I meet a lot of people that tell me, I always trade 10,000. Why would you do this? One day you might want to trade 50,000, then the next 5, and the next day you don't even want to trade based on a trade setup. But you have to have an evaluation scheme for every trade setup to have an understanding how good it is and the probability of success and the risk in relation to that, and from there make the decision. In an institution, that's all taken care of. If the trader makes a wild guess and is not trading according to plan, you know what happens? Risk manager comes to the desk and says, "Dear trader, I just want to notify you, you violated rule number 5 of what you have signed up for. If you want to continue working here, I want you to no more fail in this." And that's what we need at home too, because we need to be able to pick up the trade that is right and execute it to our favor. So odds and trading when the odds are in our favor is very essential for us. And that brings us to the next point. How can we get those odds in our favor? We can get them in our favor by understanding and knowing the points where we buy. All trading systems basically have to have a way to find key swing points. In the Neverless Trading, and I would recommend it for everybody else, do that by observing institutional money moves. Yeah, institutional money moves, they give you the idea because institutions leave a trace on certain time frames, on certain markets when things are happening. And you hear me saying certain, yes, because you know when you understand signal development and signal transmission, you see sometimes the distance from signal to noise at very short frequencies is so high you cannot detect the signal. And that's also what happens to a lot of traders. Very many, in particular the day traders, start at very, very short time frames, and then they are surprised that they can never make money because they're in the middle of the noise. So Takuri, yeah, what we learned from the Japanese traders of the 1600s is telling us the market is scorching the depths. Yeah, is finding out where are the borders of the market, and when you're trading in the middle, you always get caught. And that's what we want to find out and want to look at today. And I'll give you some examples of what time frames work right. If you work with me or not, you can put it into your trading and be a better, happier trader if you can find this, because they define your entries, your exits, and your stops. That's all important, and that's what we want to get for. But let's come to the business planning. One key thing in the business planning is if you enter a trade specifically at your trade situation, how far will it move? And there's 2 considerations to take. One is what we call the SPOO. That's a Neverless Trading development. It's called speed unit. After institutional engagement is measured and happening, how far will the price go until supply and demand will shift it the other way around? And so within that, you have a first trade setup. And I can show you in many different examples, and I might rather want to do that in a private session if you're interested in our products, that is the thing that you have in your trading. Either you take it from us or you develop it in yourself. You have to have an idea how far prices can expand. At times it is history related, that's good and easy. When it's not history related, then it'll be a challenge to find out, and these algorithms, they help us to see when the price expansion is far enough for a lot of the institution to start selling. And then you have a 65% probability on the first spool move that prices retrace, and after the second spool move, we're coming to an 82% probability that prices remove or retrace or revert. And when you know that, you change your trading. You're much more in the trade, in it to win it on a short-term basis than trying to go for a very long time. And that's a key message in here. Traders who have the ability to trade often and frequent, even as a swing trader. Imagine, I'll show you examples. The average trade on Never Lost Trading and the average trade, whatever you use, think about putting a 1 to 5 day development, maximum 10, or 1 to 5 bar if you trade from a weekly chart because you're a long-term investor. Then you're trading from a 1 to 5 week development, maximum 10, and when then your target is not hit, you should put your money somewhere else where it gives you the return you deserve. If you try to be right in trading within finding a direction that is not substantiating itself, then money will not be made. But that's a key thing in learning. Either it happens quick or it'll never happen. The trade isn't right. And when the trade isn't right, what do? Either we adjust it, and that's good and easy, for example, within stock trading. It's more difficult within option trading, and it's much harder in futures trading. But these are all the trade mechanics. Those different ways of trading require every trader to be part of their portfolio. Yeah. So swing traders need to really look at assets and methods of hedging and leveraging. When things go right, you want to leverage, you want to add to your trade, you want to move it in the right way. Surely you can do that in a day trader, but you use different instruments. It's a day trader liquidity, fast move, predictability, and let's say, for example, futures are great day trading instruments. Stocks are, even options, but now we are limited. When you want to day trade options, most of them don't work. Why? There's not enough liquidity, and that's what you have to learn from your setup when you know what you're getting yourself into and how far it moves. I show you a couple of examples later that, for example, never ever, yeah, from my experience, everybody can do what they want. Never ever, and I can calculate that to the nail, trade any option move or any stock move below 17 cents. The odds will be against you. If you trade below 17 cents as an individual move, you'll not make it. Therefore, the people who trade these small stocks that don't move right, they take a lot of risk, and the risk-reward balance will not be right over so and so many trades. And it's also what I'm saying here with the experience in your business plan. Think about more frequent trading and reinvesting your money. Compounding interest is the highest invention of humankind. That is getting you where you want to be, because you take the advantage of the leverage and you take the advantage of taking a little risk and frequent trading instead of trying to hit the big goal. So how do we do that all? I just start with the business plan. First thing is a fish finder. So somehow, either with Never Lost Trading or somebody else, you have to find where the fish swim. So you have to have a system that tells you, out of whatever it's measuring, institutions do something. However you do this. I did it here, for example, taking an example, July 8, our fish finder said, and those are all the red ones from the reports, those who subscribe to our reports, they had all those trades on there. Baidu, Netflix, Win, ILMN, and LinkedIn, they have an issue. They're bearish. They have an acceptable setup, and they have all these parameters that tell you why you should have a possibility to trade them. So you see different signals: early entry, power tower, that's top line, HF signals, that's Never Lost Trading, high frequency signals. So they're all in this report telling you something going on. But also it tells you, watch out. Only if the critical price gets touched and that entry gets met, then you have a trade. Because only then the direction that is mapped out is confirmed by other market participants, and the train is going into the right direction, moving the stock where you want it to be. And so we let the computer calculate an entry, which we definitely validate later on the chart setup, and then see how it gets there. How do we validate it? I'll show you, because here you see, for example, in those trades, we calculate that would be your return. That's your maximum risk. So how does it go in balance? If you want to trade an option, that's about what you should pay for in relation to the time that you trade. And you see, we don't have 60, 80-day options. We have them in long-term investing, but I didn't put it on there because then we're trading for 1 to 5 weeks. Here we're trading for 1 to 5 days, so we get along with those shorter term options. And you know at the beginning, to have a fair option value, that's about what you should pay. How did it pan out? Yeah, I show you first the model again. How did it pan out? Institutions make a move. Everybody in the market notices it. And so they get their computers right and ready for buying. The dark pools, all the HF pools, are all your friends because they give you predictability. If they start buying, you want to start buying. So therefore, if that price threshold that I had shown you in the chart prior is surpassed, then the action is happening. And here we were short, so we go into the downside. And we get in it, and short trades are phenomenal. Why? Short trades are like you're falling out of a window, so you'll make your action quick, but it also needs your preparation to have a sell stop at the right point in the morning, and when that price gets hit you in the trade, and you might be out the same afternoon and making your money with an option trade or with a stock trade, and you can learn how that is done. But that's your business planning. You have to be prepared for making those moves happen in your direction within having every action in place. If you're not prepared in the morning, if you start looking at it, the stock market goes fast. It opens 9:30. Everything is in the blocks anyhow because we have pre-market phase. And so either your order is in and you're in it to win it, or you're not in it to win it. Yeah, because only when that price action gets confirmed, we're going to work with the breakout or the breakup of the direction, and that helps us to be better traders. If you trade with never loss trading or something else, you need to be prepared for that. Your order with a buy stop, sell stop, and a bracket is in it. And that bracket, if you trade stocks, the bracket is easy. On a lower, if you want to have it, don't take the stop, then adjust it. Know how to add option trades without adding money to your trade and move along with it. And this is getting us in the right direction, but that's preparation. Yeah, business plan is a professional is prepared. You know what to do at the point in time. Your fish finder told you where do the fish swim, and you execute on it. Yeah. So how did we execute on Baidu? So you see here, that's the signal that I was talking about here, that orange signal, and bang, it came through. But where was the target? So we would have taken that historic line. So those two historic lines would have given it us a fantastic move. Came in easy, came in whole. Yeah. So I'll give you a couple of more. So the next was Netflix. I put 3 systems on here. Yes, 3 never loss trading systems, because that's how we work. For example, we have systems, and many of our students, they buy them all over time because they paid with using the one for paying for the other, and they made their returns, and they do it on purpose because they want to have a higher income through this. So what you see in here is that purple zone. It's called price breakout system. Very basic system, measures long-term support resistance and says trade with the breakout and gives you an idea where that goes. Here you have a yellow or orange signal and a green one. The one comes from top line, the other from HF, tells you go short, bang, go short. Here was your target at that line, get out. And so in a matter of one day, you were in and out of this trade. That's the beauty of short trades. But you see here, we're working on long too. So you had here a trade setup saying when the high of that candle gets taken out, you'll trade, and you trade to the border of that long-term support resistance. Wow, that's a trade. And when you can trade options and you learn the never loss trading delta force concept, you'll be very happy in this. You have a limited risk and you have a fabulous reward when trading through this. Yeah, so all these together, you see here 3 systems working together, giving you that. But also if you only use one, you'll be able to either trade the breakout of the zone, you'll be able to trade those signals from 2 independent, or the HF, which gives you more signals but not as precise as top line and has less technology, but they're all working together, giving you a hint where it's going. And whatever system you use, that's what you need. Clear defined axis, buy, sell, below, do this, that, without a doubt, and do it with high probability setups like you have here. You have 2 good trades, and you said, oh, but there's another one, Thomas. Yep. But was the next candle ticking out the high? No. So no trade, so you don't worry about it. You get ready for the trade setup, but you are not executing because your conditions are not fulfilled. That's important. So business plan, trade conditions, clarity, ins, outs, stops. If that is not in place, you're guessing. And look, the stock market or any financial market welcomes everybody to bring their money, because when they are not prepared, they're not going to leave with it. It's a zero-sum game, so it needs new people donating what they can bring in, but not leaving with it, because then others have more. And I want to show you methods and preparation of how that goes. So next on our list was win. Yeah, signal, short, in, out, 1 day. Yeah, the dot was the target. Yeah, see here, there's a little green dot put on the chart, and that dot was identifying where the target for the trade was. Was it ticked out? Yeah, the candle took the low, so you had your self stop in there, and you cover. Boom, out, 1 day, return. So next day you have your money ready for the next. And here the last two, yeah, so a little magnified, this one, cut, bang, right with one of our support resistance lines called NLD box lines. There was the exit, and this is important if you use that system or anything else. If you have no clarity when in and out is for the system, you see what happens after. If that price expansion was reached, the candles are all over the place, and it's going to be hard to know when to get out. But when you know where to get out, you got your money back, and you're getting ready for the next trade. With whatever system, that's a successful way of reading a business plan, but it needs the mental preparation and the preparation for the execution. Same here. Look, here was the trade, first computer-generated target, a little short, but here, this was the target for the trade, and you see where the prices broke, and then they moved right out, and you see that's the chart basically from LinkedIn coming our day, because we looked at the signal for 7-8, yeah, 7-7 we had the signal, and 7-8 we executed and moved along with that. But that's key. Business planning needs preparation, fish finder, where to trade, how to execute your orders, how to have everything done. Even if you have a job, that order should be in there, and before you come home, it should be out. So you have your bracket order in, you know where your stop is, you know where your risk is, and if the odds are not in your favor, and that's also what you need to know for every business system, that's what we do here, what are your odds? A system, I sometimes meet people say, I have a system that is 40% right, forget it, you're losing money. You, as a private investor, you need to be above 62%, else you'll never get there. Because you have slippage, you have commissions, you're making a little mistake, and so if you have no high probability system on the way that you can execute with basically on a frequent basis, either as a day or a swing trade or long-term investor, will not get there. Yeah. So the odds and probability setting is very important, so that you, in your business plan, you make a commitment to yourself that you're no more looking at the individual trade, but as a string of trades of 10 or 20. And in that string of trades, if you're a high probability trader, and you say in 20 trades, my system based on past performance gets me at least 13 right, you're on the right side of the game, because if you don't lose more than you win, and you get 13 right and 7 wrong, you have a positive balance. And that gives you a positive expectation for the trade. But probability trading is very important, because then you no more worry if a thing goes wrong. You know your system supplies you long-term, high probability setups, and those setups get you to target. And if the system doesn't provide you that, look for some other system, test us out. We offer private sessions where you can call the symbol. I can't do that tonight, time will not allow. You can call the symbol, we'll show you how it works. We do good trade, bad trade, and you say at the end of the day if that works. It's always individual training that we do. Why? There is not one trader that's the same as the next. Everybody has their individual way of trading, has their individual preference and risk. The risk of the individual person is different. Somebody banks in $100,000 and risks 40 in an option trade. It makes 30 or 60, but this is not for everybody. Somebody else trades more cautious and says my minimum loss in the trade is $180, and so therefore the setup is different, and therefore the teaching is different. So it's not one set for all, and people often ask me, can I test run it? No, you can, because you know these systems have either 20 hours or 8 hours of individual training, software installation, 100 to 200 pages of documentation, so there's a lot around it to teach you and to guide you to trading a way that is constant and consistent. Yeah, that's important, consistent trading. So wherever you stand in your way, check with yourself, can you consistently do 20 trades in a right manner to at least make 13? If you make 20, that's perfect, and you are right there wherever you want to be, but that's not probable usually, yeah, or not likely. But when you are not there, look for a system that supports you. I think we have something in the box, and some systems in the box that can get you there, because we help you not only finding your entries and exits, we work with you with trade frequency, position sizing, risk, reward expectation, and put it all into correlation. And you have the choice as a trader, therefore it's called business planning. You do it on your own, that you understand when I trade a $30 stock, there is different implications. Then I trade a $300 stock. In my return expectation, putting it together in a matrix and making a business plan, a financial plan out of it, because it really will have a difference. And when you compare it to a stock trade, an option trade, and a futures trade, here I took the S&P E-mini, how will it relate? What will it do to my account? How will it get me to making the financial results I desire or I want to have? And are the financial results that I want to have possible? Because everybody wants to make 100 million with $100. Not possible. Yeah. So most likely not. But if you're dedicated to understand how you can consistently produce continuous income by taking trades on a shorter time frame, and what time frames we trade. Look, we trade, I openly say, from 10 minutes, that's the minimum. We trade an hour, we trade 4 hours, we trade day, we trade weekly charts. But that's it. We don't trade 1 minute or 5 minutes because it's close to impossible to get there making money, because the expected price move per time unit observed might be below the 17 cents threshold for stock or an option, or might be below $100 price move on a future. That just to give you an example, and you see here on a chart of we are highlighted in red a couple of possibilities that are not possible. Yeah, it sounds weird, but you know what? On a 4-hour chart, most of the $30 and $50 stocks don't work because their price move at the option level, which we would pick per time unit observed, is below the threshold. But that's what you have to know as a good trader. What will be trade setups, what will be assets that by their setup, by their value, will not get me where I want to be, because I pay commission, I have slippage, so slippage is bid-ask spread difference, and then from the setup of the get-go, I'll not be good on the trade, the odds are not in my favor, so I don't take the trade. And then we'll help everybody, or you do it on your own. That's what I encourage you. If you don't want to go with that system, build it on your own. It just takes 10,000 hours, and putting it into a correlation where you know when I trade an option with a certain concept, I can make a ton of money, but I'm risking a ton per trade. Yeah, because if you're wrong in an option trade, you lose quickly 40 to 60% of the option trade. If you're right, you make 30 to 60% quick, but you have to put it in balance with your overall account to see how big is my position size for doing that trade, so that I'm not infringing my risk management rule of maybe not losing more than 2 or 5%, whatever your risk management rule is, of your business account. Yeah, I call it business account. Your trading account is a business account. If we lose our investment, we're out of the business. Yeah, there's nothing to do. And really put yourself together. In Texas Hold'em, yeah, if you play that, you wouldn't go all in all the time. Makes no sense. But in the stock market, some traders, they go all in all the time. Every trade, the same amount of risk to be taken. The setup, the cards on the table, define of what's there, and that preparation has to be done. And then it can be put into a relation within day trading, because you see here we talk about 10 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour for futures. We do the same for stocks. All those assets can be tradable. And then the question is, how many trades will you execute? You ask me, what is the average never lost trade, a day trader executing in trades? Usually 80 to 90 in a month. Yeah. The average swing trader, how many trades do they do? Usually 20 to 30 to 40 a month. Yeah, because they open up more than one position, because within that you also bring the odds in your favor if you don't put always everything on one card. What's the average time in a trade? 1 to 5 bars, so that means 1 to 5 hours on an hourly chart, 1 to 5 days on a daily chart, 1 to 5 weeks. What's the longest time in the trade? 10 bars. Then we'll have to make a decision if the trade still is valid, or we'll need to make an adjustment, or just get out and take our money back and put it into something that moves, because we might be in a slow-moving environment. And crucial for the private investor is to stay always engaged. Make your money work day by day. Don't wait till Apple makes a move, but be ready when they make a move to go with it. And this is what we encourage you for. Therefore, plan for being flexible and act on being flexible, and get somebody, if you're not yet there, that gets you there within the, let's say, executive development of yourself to make you the trader you want to be. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Everybody in trading basically has the ability through good education and knowledge to shorten the fairway to success. How do I come up with this? I'm not such a good golfer, but if I can move up the pin that is only 2 strokes to the hole, I'll be going and playing par. Yeah, and so within that possibility, I want to move you ahead within the offering that we make you tonight, but also as your own personal trader. When you trade something else and you're successful with it, still give yourself the dedication and the business plan so that you can move ahead and do it every day in consecutive motion. That's what all pros do. Every basketball player is training every day to make those motions. Every football player, every soccer player, just at the World Championships, it's the training. They can play the game, but it's the training, the dedication, the planning, so that they know what they do at a certain action to move ahead with everything. The sheet we are looking at is that the expected performance of the system. To a good degree, it's the performance on the lower value, and it is the performance of income generator and wealth builder that I put in there. Top line and HF have a little higher performance. So I'm always very, very conservative, what I showed you on the sheet, and I don't want to over exaggerate because mistakes happen. The eyes have to be schooled. The thing is, we are seeing with our brain, and our brain has a history of past experiences. And so the key thing also in that training is to train your brain to give up what you know and to learn the new way of trading and seeing on the chart of what's happening. That's a big exercise for everybody, but we're prepared for helping you with that and moving you ahead. Yeah. So because it's crucial to know your time in the trade or time to trade, and what are the times to trade. In the morning we start, and I start personally as well there at times in the London session. What is that? 2:30 in the morning, the futures start moving. It's a wonderful time of the day to do something, and I can show you how that works. Yeah, what assets to trade. So we have our heat-seeking finders giving us a good idea of where the fish swim. Yeah, what's hot? Sometimes it's sugar and crude oil. The next day it might be gold and the ES or the Russell. We'll find it, we'll trade it. Yeah, and we'll can make translations like from the hourly into the from the daily into the 1 hour chart, from the weekly into the 4 hour chart. We build all those correlations and statistics, helping you to know where the fish swim, putting your watch list together. And in all our programs, you also have the ability that through a scanner, you will hit your watch list that you populate, and it tells you which one have a trigger, so that you don't need to look at 20 different charts in the morning to find what's going on. You have that all on a template, and it just comes up, boom, okay, those two are ready, so let's look at the chart. If they're validated, I'll trade them. Yeah. Position sizing, very, very essential. I said, no, not always trade the same size. Have a model for him. Time in the trade. Yeah, I talked about it. Your time in the trade, 1 to 5 bars, maximum 10, whatever time frame you're in it. And risk approximation. What's my risk? If the risk-reward relation is more, if the risk is more than 1.5 times your reward, never ever trade. Your odds will not be in your favor. It's a killer. Never ever take the trade. As good and appealing it looks, it'll not work. It'll not work. You'll lose money, and you even so you trade high probable, and that's risk handling. Yeah, that's all everybody should be every day prepared for, and have it written out for yourself so that you know your course of action, whatever you do, whatever you trade. That's what we offer, but also we want to encourage everybody. It's not just a sales thing that I want to do here. I want to give you the chance to hear a very dedicated, very detailed system, and as said, either you come on board and we'll show you how it works, or you come on board within taking a private hour, but only do that because you know time is precious if you're really interested, and from there you move it ahead, or you build it on your own. It's just very time consuming, but it's doable. So this is an example of a client that started to work with HF, and he traded crude oil that day, and you see yourself how happy he was within saying, wow, whopping 50 ticks, they're all worked out. I traded it from here to there, and there's many things on our charts. That's what you see here. Many things on our charts. But he knew there was a sell signal, pretty easy. He followed the sell signal. This is what we call lime lines. That's the part of the quant technology that we put into our trading system. where we know those price gravitation lines, they attract the price with a high probability why the institutions are using them. They cannot trade like us with a follower system. We have a follower system. Yeah, we see institutions do that. We follow. They have too many orders, so they trade differently. So he traded that thing down. He traded it here up, and he made his ticks. Did he only make it once? There is a second trade for the day. So 50 ticks plus 20 ticks on crude oil in one day, just with one contract. He trades more. That was with one contract would be a $700 win. That's not a bad day for a couple of, and he traded from 10-minute charts. He traded more than one contract, and so therefore he says his company wanted to move him. He's not going to do it because he's now trading. And that's making me happy that we are able to allow people to live the life they want to live, the way they want to live it, and not being chased around, getting independent. This is why that is opened up. Yeah. So a couple of other examples. So do you think you can trade that if the system tells you you sell, and it gives you an idea of what you sell it to, and then it says again sell, and here's a SPY, so you have 1 good trade, 2 good trades, 3 good trades, 4, this one came home 2, 5, 6, this one didn't come through because it didn't get ticked out, this one came through 7, that one got stopped 8, but you have 7 good trades, 1 bad trade. That's top line, for example, the example. You always find it out. What are we trading here? We're trading the E-mini on a 1-hour chart. I took that chart today. So that's real. That's live. Yeah, so I can't change where the signals are because they all get transmitted the way they get transmitted. When they are there, they are there. They're not moving. Yeah, they're present. Yeah, so now let me give you a different example. So here that's HF. And what are we trading? We're trading a 4-hour chart on the CB. What's that? 30-year bond. It's a beautiful instrument. Man, that is professional environment how you can have it. One ticky-tick move is $31.25, but that's beautiful. You're trading for big bucks, and your overnight hold, even if you have it on an overnight hold, is about $2,300 on this one, and you're controlling 100,000. Those are things that move. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one failed. Yeah, so 6, 7. You had 7 good trades and 1 failed. It's always like that. High probability. You go with me, you'll ask the individual what option do you need to sign up for to get access to the charts for day trading. Day traders, they either go top line or they go HF day trading. HF day trading has usually the faster return on tuition because it gives you more trades. Top line is for more precise trading. Many people use both of them, jumble them together because they work off each other, so then they have even more trades and more precise trades. Yeah. So either the one or the other. If you want to have that, David, give me an email and a good time when you are reachable, and I'll go through with you and you get a live exercise. And I want you to be certain that that thing can be meaningful to you. Yeah, I don't want to give you something that you can make a return out of. Yeah. So then here, for example, you have the system that we are relaunching, and I'm making. Usually, I never make a price offer because I want to know no client of the past feel bad about what they paid. But here we're making a relaunch on the Wealth Builder or Income Generator. Do you have a set stop loss and ticks? Yeah, always set stop loss. Always set stop loss. There's no trade without a stop, period. If you trade stocks, there might be an adjustment. We have a method. That's where the name came from. Look, this name is not just a domain. It is registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and you'll have to put some substance behind, calling yourself Never Lost Trading. And it comes from that we have a method where you can, if you trade stocks in particular, that you can adjust the trade. So everything goes wrong, you might still even come out positive or clean so that you don't make the hit. So that's the background why we have that name, because some people come to us and say, that's not possible. Yeah, it depends for the trade, but we were able to prove that because else the United States Patent and Trademark Office would not just give us the name to throw some nonsense around in the world. And so therefore you see that background. And if you want to check, write the name in there and you'll see that's certain what I'm telling you. Yeah? And so here you have that system. That system also, that would be Wealth Builder or Income Generator, tells you who's in charge. When you got red, red, red here, who's in charge? Sellers. Blue, 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 buyers. So you see here when the system doubles up, buy, yeah, two buy signals, or here singular sell signal on the top, they guide you and they bring you to target. So you have a computer generated target with dashed line, or you have the historic target from that. So all these things work together, and we want to work them in your favor so that you have meaningful entries, exits, and a meaningful education, but you have to work with it. The thing is, you have to make your 20 trades. If you never do a trade, if you do one trade, it fails, you give up. We don't know if the first trade will be right. And if you pick the right asset and the right stock, because, you know, we're educators, we can't give financial advice of what you have to do. We give you an ability of finding those trade setups that are having the right constellation. Then you have to do it. If you don't do it, that's hard, because, you know, one trade I had, he never made a trade, so that wasn't helping. But all the rest, there's many happy people trading with this, and they're all private and they're happy. That's what works. Why? There's no little league in trading. Trading is a tough exercise. The person on the other side is ready to take your money. Yeah, and so if you're not preparing with the odds and you only trade when on the low-hanging fruits, that's every day. Take the low-hanging fruits. Make a dedication in your business plan with never lost trading or for yourself. Never ever trade the complicated stuff. I have people who come with me calendar spreads. Do I know what it is exactly? And did I trade them? Yeah, will not work, period. Why are you trading against volatility on two sides with a long-term directional trade? This is a lot of guesswork people put forward instead of taking a short-term directional trade. What is the average stop loss on the ES? It depends what time frame you trade. Because with the SPOO, you have a dynamic measure. Yeah, the SPOO for a 10-minute chart on the ES might not even be worthwhile to trade it. It might be like, let's say, 1.5 points. That's basically $75, and the stop is on the chart. So the stop is not defined. It is measured dynamic, and you'll have to look on the chart where the red line is on the chart. It's called double-decker line, and that tells you where the stop is, and then you put that in relation, and you never, ever, ever have more than 1.5 times the risk to the reward. Better you have 2 times the reward to the risk, then you have a perfect setup, but you see that all on a chart. It's dynamic. On a 10-minute, it depends of what time you trade it. Look, on a 10-minute right now, or let's say 6 o'clock tonight, the ES will move 2 ticks. During the day today, we had it on 2 points. 2 points is good. It's $100. $100 is a perfect minimum price move for a future. If you trade far below $100, you're in the danger that you'll never make it to make money. Trust me. I can calculate it to you. I'm an Excel person. There's nothing without a statistic with what I'm saying. When we go into detail, you can ask me if you sign up for mentorship. For everything, I detail it to you, why I build it up for you. I show you the calculation and the algorithm. It's all not a problem. It's open discussion. I want the people to move ahead with their trading. Therefore, I developed this thing and made it to the public. Because also I got lonely. I always had all these people I worked with, made them successful running businesses. Then in trading, I sit behind my screen, and I want to share some of that forte with you if you want to come on board. Or you take what I told you tonight, you develop on yourself, on your own. I'm happy too, yeah? Because, you know, that's what it needs at the end of the day. Clear dedication, business plan from your home screen, where somehow the meaning comes to you. Many of the Never Lost traders work on Ninja charts, but actually it's a plugin into Thinkorswim, and then they execute from the Ninja screen. So Thinkorswim is a free platform. You don't have a monthly fee. And so though it cannot be supported on every other platform because it's too much work. These are big algorithms. Yeah. So this is not a tiny little thing. They all get installed for you. You run them from that screen and you execute your orders wherever you want to. Look, I have people looking in that, executing at TradeStation, Infinity, whatever you name, Charles Schwab. They execute their orders where they want to, where they have their broker relation, and I look at the charts there. But can it be put on all platforms? No, it's too much. It's a bigger system than you might think of. Yeah, what's done. So as a summary, yeah, the markets are dominated by institutional investors. For them to move ahead, they put their finger or footprint on the chart. We see it, we trade along with it, and we'll move along with it. That puts us in a unique position, and that's what everybody tries to do. But just systems with moving averages that just don't work. It would be too simple. You take the 9-day moving average and the 21-day moving average, you'd be a billionaire. Look, all computers would do this. If this would work, it's fully automized. That system is also not fully automized. It's algorithmic trading with human interaction, where you see on the human interaction how things are moving forward and moving ahead. Would I be able to use and move ahead? Yeah. So that it helps you to find out of 40,000 stocks, 3,500 ETFs, and 200 futures, and 78 forex pair. What moves? You see that convenience store here? There's so many articles, what is hot, and we'll help you with our alerts to find an answer to that, because every night basically you get, for the first 3 months, if you sign up to a program, you get the reports for free. You can sign up for them as well, but if you don't have the charts, it's a little harder to execute. But this is what we do for you. We don't even leave you alone with just a system. We'll tell you, okay, that's what's hot, that's what is moving. We give you the ins and outs. Yeah, so you see here a crude or an Apple trade on the Wealth Builder system that I'm announcing as a price advantage system for tonight, and then here how it works. Bang, in it, there you trade. You see your trade entries, your exits, your risk, your reward. Yeah, for the question, the red lines, you stop here. There's your stop. So your stop is always on the chart. So you know at the beginning, if you can afford to trade, look at here, that candle. So that's your entry, that's your stop, that's your target. Yeah. So you know exactly what you're doing at every trade, and you can calculate the odds. And within that, you are swimming with the big sharks. You're no more in front of them, that they eat you up, because you can define what's happening. You can define your risk, and you only trade if the odds are in your favor. That's important also for your business plan. Map yourself out if you're not seeing the value in this, what I'm showing you. Map yourself out a clear dedication when you trade and when you don't. That will be your business plan to success, because only if you give yourself those rules, then you'll succeed. In basketball, you can't always throw from the other side and try to make a basket. It's not going to work. It will work once in a lifetime, but will not bring your team there. And the same here, if you risk too much, then you'll not score. Yeah. And so how do you score? Within having clear odds appraisal. Yeah. Odds on every trade, and that's a system, for example, we are using for appraising. What do I trade? Do I trade here as a Microsoft example? Do I trade the stock, or do I trade the option? And what's my position size? Yeah, how much money do I want to put in the trade? And what's my recommendation here? So you see here, 2 lots might be a good thing, but you make out with yourself what 1 lot size is. And so here it tells you, okay, in respect of a lot size being $10,000, here you can use 2 lot sizes. That's what you're trading for. That's what you're risking. On the other hand, the option trade is a little more risky, so 1 lot is the better decision. So we support you with that, or you support yourself with this, but you have to have an appraisal on your position sizing at any stage based on the probability of the setup. Yeah, and here you trigger the probability of the setup, and then you make your choice. Yeah, and you need to know where you are. That's also an offer. Therefore, we call it mentorship program, and some of them, they are for 6 months. Send us your trades. We'll tell you every day how good you did and what you missed, to school your brain, to school your eyes of what it is, so that you have a scorecard where you stand. There's people who are using it day by day. They get their feedback, and they get their feedback quick, saying, okay, today I had one coming in, said, yeah, look, you did a good trade on crude oil. You just were scared. You put your stop at the wrong place. Who told you had to be on top of the candle? You would have made a ton of money, so now you got stopped out. You lost $100. That wasn't big, but it would have made $400 if you followed the rules. But this is the feedback you're getting, and this is the feedback also you're getting in that coaching program, to see where you stayed from what you know, what you can do, and where it'll bring you. Yeah, so this is another example of the Wealth Builder program, saying, okay, does it work for an index? Absolutely. You see here on the index, you have 6 positive trades and 2 losses. That's a 75% probability, so that you pick the right direction. Will you make a loss with that? Most likely not, if you follow the rules of not losing more than you win, then you be home. Yeah, so you know what you're doing. Yeah, so risk management, all of these lot sizes, maximum risk, hard rules, either you take them that we developed or you develop them on your own. This will give you the business plan you'll need, because else you're going to be lost. Revenge trades, emotional trades, that all has to go out. The Pro Trader Network prevents that, and the Private Trader Network also requires it, because we want to replicate as good as we can what institutions are doing. Yeah, because we are having a productivity tool, and with the productivity tool on hand, you want to make an investment, intuition, and knowledge to make a return, and within that you make a payback, and we'll help you through all ways of giving you education, software, documentation. Every video is usually individually, so after every session you have an individual video where your questions are answered, or your teaching program is on that you require, because at the beginning we do a business planning with you. What do you want to achieve? Where do you stand? And you don't have to disclose your money. That's not, we are not financial advisor. We can take always a $100,000 account and then you prorate it and you see what comes out of it. And then we'll look in the different buckets. What does it do in an option trade? What's the risk? Futures trade, day trading, swing trading. How can we put together a portfolio in the future? And that's what you do with a company as well. You have an action plan, you got a financial plan, and those tie. And with an action and financial plan tying together, the whole organization knows what to do, and that's going to be you, because you are your trader, your analyst, your risk manager, your back office, and all that together makes you successful because you're planning for doing it right. And you make that imprint into the universe, and from there, basically, you will take it and you move it forward. Yeah, so that's how it comes all together. It's tailored to the individual because no two individuals are the same. So you're not getting a standard program that you can listen to on a DVD or whatever. It's made to you. It's going to make you the trader you want to be. And that's what we do, consistent trading and frequent trading. That's important, yeah? So if you want to, your frequency is weekly trading, yeah? So I want to hold a position for 1 to 5 weeks, yeah? We do long-term investing with you. If you're a day trader, we look at meaningful time frames, as said, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. That's what we mostly focus on. 30 minutes, it sometimes works. But all the other time frames are a little difficult to handle. And I can show you then in the program how that all works. And I want to make you an offer. Yeah? So it comes with indicators, software installed, and the special price offer for tonight, yeah, because I always want to give Kevin a favor, for Wealth Builder and Income Generator, which normally sells for $6,900, it's $5,500 special pricing just for this webinar here and for this event. Or you look at the other programs, you say, I want to be a professional trader. Our top is top line. You have scanners, you have software installed, you will have a lot of technology on your hand that makes you a trader, or you trade very frequently as a day trader. Those are our prices. This is the normal price here for wealth building or income generating. What's the difference? Wealth building is swing trading, income generating is day trading, so the programs are made specific. So here we'll offer a deducted price. All these others are standard prices always, and everybody who worked with us, they know those prices are constant, and they move ahead and not getting half the price for half of it, and have individual sessions to guide you through. It's an investment to be made, absolutely. But look, if you get 20 hours of professional training in one of those programs, you get all software installed on your computer, you get market scanners, you get watch list installed, individual videos. You're getting a lot of time, dedication. For 6 months, you get feedback on your trade, so you desire it. There's a lot involved, so this is not something that is very easy replicatable, because it's for you. It's tailored to you. That's our offer we want to make. Show you how to put a business plan from the beginning, what you want to achieve, what you like to trade, how can you support yourself, position sizing, and with that moving forward. If you like to take our offer, do you have real money results from your trading? Sure, I'm willing to share. I can't share my results from my clients. It would be a little interesting. You can work with me and I go through charts with you, but we're not disclosing what the one or the other makes. You saw tonight where some person made 70 ticks, but you saw, I always tell people, don't tell me your exact size of the offer, because we accept and respect privacy. That's very important for everybody. Yeah, the privacy of a person is important, and within that, no, we don't disclose our people's results, but they wouldn't buy a second or third system if the results wouldn't be there. Yeah, so what's that? Do you have to take one of the programs before you can sign up for a monthly basis for a day trade option? Yeah, if you want to learn to day trade options, you have to have one of the programs, because else you don't know what the underlying moves, and I have to work with you which options are day tradable. Yeah, you have look. Options is the hardest thing to do. So if you want to day trade EA options, yeah, electronic arts, forget about it. It has no volume. Day trade American Express. American Express sells 4.5 million shares a day, but 100 options. This is not enough for day trading them. So if you put an order in 1 hour, they sell 5 options, and you require 50 to go through. You have the worst price in, the worst price out, and that's what you have to learn. If you want to learn options, I'll show it how it's done, which ones are done right. But options have a great reward, but they also have a risk, and they have to have the ability. You have to have the ability to pick the right underlying with the right option, so that the bid-ask spread is not killing you. Yeah, so that's very important. So there's a lot of knowledge involved, and entries and exits are crucial. So you want the system to tell you the underlying movement defines when you enter your option trade, but then we'll pick what we do, which options, and when you want to day trade them. I have a couple of people that day trade them very fantastic, even on 10-minute charts, but you have to make the right pick of what you can trade there because you need a lower volume. You can't trade an option that sells 25 contracts a day and expect to make money. That's no good. Yeah. Alrighty. So therefore, I hope I was able to give you an exciting presentation tonight, different point of views, invite you to be part of that. So schedule a consultation session where you can get all your questions answered. I'll work with you individually, show you how the things work. Do it only if you're really interested in that, because time is precious for you and I. And then I hope you'll be willing to either put all the actions that I showed you tonight into your business plan, and you put the hours behind it to put all that together, what I showed you from all these calculations, position sizing, and from there, move ahead. Be a better trader, be dedicated, be focused, have a clear plan in place, or be part of Never Lost Trading and get that plan catered to you, get the education for being a futures trader, an option trader, a stock trader, and be a better trader. Take money from the markets. I'll be happy if all of you make a ton. That's what it is for. Yeah. Alrighty. With that, I thank you. And you see here either the office, yeah, 866-455-5520, or write me an email, contact@neverlosttrading.com, and ask me for send me a good time and day. Don't do it at 9:30, okay? I'm trading. That's no good. But in particular, morning hours are fantastic. I can always do a noon session. You know, I'm talking about Eastern time, and so that is possible. When the market is slow, I can go in, but else I want to be in the market to trade and participate. Yeah. Again, thank you very much for everybody who came in here. Hopefully, I inspired you to be a better trader with Never Lost Trading on your own. Then put the dedication behind it. Be a good trader and good trading. Thank you very much.